Hello and welcome to the Corner Flag, a weekly football podcast that knows as much about football as Ed Woodward. And by that we mean we know bare minimum about football. On this episode, Man City absolutely decimated Chelsea. Man City absolutely decimated Chelsea. And Man City absolutely decimated Chelsea. Hello, Mukesh. Welcome back to another episode.
I am so happy. Actually, I have a lot of mixed feelings about it. About the fact that Man City just decimated Chelsea. And I'll tell you why. Because Liverpool has no chance with goal difference anymore.
Yeah.
I think so that is done. So we have to win every match. Yeah. Or we can afford, I think, one draw and then nothing else.
Yeah.
Because when Liverpool won 3-0, I was like, you know what? We've got this. Right. I can expect a favor from my friend Sarri, even though I hate his club. But after those first two goals, it was just disaster.
Yeah, City are just making it a habit to score within the first 10 minutes at the Etihad, or the empty head, as we like to call it. They're playing Chelsea, and did you see the number of empty seats? It's disrespectful. They're actually playing good football. I actually want people to go see that club now.
There are more goals than the fans in the auditorium, in the stadium.
In the stadium, yeah. But 6-0 Chelsea, were you expecting that result?
I was not expecting it, because I was praying for it rather than expecting it. But I was like, you know what? Chelsea have got this. 1-0, 2-0 against where they win. But that didn't happen. But I also was not expecting a 6-0 thrashing.
Yeah.
An Aguero hat-trick just seems like that's what I should be expecting from now on.
From every game, right? Aguero is just making it a habit to score 3 goals in a match.
This is probably how Ronaldo feels in the Italian league. Just too good for everybody else scoring.
That's true, man. And it was just, 6 goals. City were at home. City, we know, are very strong at the Etihad. And I could predict a victory, but not a 6-0 victory.
I think more than City playing absolutely well, Chelsea played really badly. Their defense
they did. They really did. Okay, for a bunch of points that I want to make. Chelsea right now are a subpar team. They've got subpar players, okay? I have no idea what Ross Barkley is doing there. Ross Barkley, he's just proving that he's not the talent people expected him to be. He could have been the next Jack Rodwell, if you know what I mean. Just unfulfilled potential.
I think it's managerial issues because I don't know. Because I see the logic. I remember we were discussing this while we were watching the match, was that maybe he was trying to pass it to the keeper.
Yeah.
But so I've given some benefit of doubt there. Maybe I don't think he's absolutely clueless. Maybe he has some tactics or some defensive issues, because it's definitely a Sarri thing, I think.
It's easy to point fingers at one man as opposed to 11 players on the pitch. But I don't know, man. They really are a subpar team, because Barkley is not fit to be in the Chelsea squad. Danny Drinkwater is not fit to be in the Chelsea squad. Gary Cahill, he's hardly playing. I don't know why he's there. These are players who are not... They need a massive rebuild, and they need to back Sarri, and that's the only way that...
It didn't surprise you that Higuain was so quiet throughout the game, or just the fact that he didn't live up to... the first game he did really well because he scored 2 goals, and everybody's like, you know what, Sarri's getting there, and then a 6-0, and he had nothing to offer.
But that was Huddersfield. This is Man City. That was Huddersfield at home. This is Man City away. Big difference.
Big difference.
And it's not like Higuain is like a young, upcoming, fast striker. He's old enough. He's nearing 30, is it? He's 30 almost. I'm 30. I can't do that shit.
Higuain and Amo, guys. Those are Sarri's 2 options.
That's the comparison. The other thing is also Kepa is not... See, the thing is, Kepa reminds me a lot of De Gea when he came into the Premier League. And again, it's very similar because even Kepa is ex-Atletico. So it's that young Spanish goalkeeper kind of,
just getting destroyed by a former Atletico product. So maybe Aguero knows how keepers from Atletico train, and then he just capitalized on that.
But Kepa's a lot like De Gea in the sense that if you remember what De Gea's performances were like when he first came into the Premier League, those first 2 seasons, he was literally thrown into the deep end because he was given the number 1 jersey. He was first choice keeper, even though he was a very young kid at the time, and he wasn't built for the Premier League. He would flap at crosses.
I remember he had a very difficult opening phase.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what's happening to Kepa. So if it all goes according to plan, I think they've invested in a fantastic keeper. But for the short term, he is ridiculous for them. Of course, a lot of the mistakes were the defense's mistake, but when a defense plays badly, your last line of defense, the keeper, needs to give you some
there's
sort of
always
confidence.
this trend I've noticed. If a team has lost really badly,
Yeah.
so let's say they lose by 4-0, 5-0, then the keeper that let in those 4 goals usually does really well, and that 4 is a shorter number
Yeah.
than what it could have been.
Yeah.
But here it was just,
Yeah.
oh, it was awful.
Yeah, like with the United defense, for example, starting to trust them a little bit right now. But earlier in the first half of the season, wouldn't really put my
The hell
daughter's
one-
life in the hands of the United defense. They
Your
wouldn't.
son's life, it's okay.
Son's, it's not like I have a son or a daughter. It's just a hypothetical.
He's lying, guys. He's the son. It's me.
No, but like with that shakier defense, United, you'd still be confident that even if the ball does pass the defense, there's De Gea and he might just be able to save us.
And I think he's won you a season, if not 2, with just his brilliance as opposed to his
Yeah, absolutely.
defense's brilliance.
Absolutely. But two people whose future is under tremendous doubt, obviously, is Eden Hazard and Maurizio Sarri.
I don't think Sarri's future is in doubt. I don't think it's very open. I don't think Abramovich is going maybe one more bad defeat.
No, but
I think it's done. This season is probably his last.
it'll be amazing if Abramovich actually says, you know what, this is the flip.
You guys weren't expecting this
I'm
move.
going to do something drastically un-Abramovich.
And there's just one sad manager in Italy or Europe, Italy or Spain who's like, shit, I could have gotten that job.
Yeah. That's absolutely true. Like I think I don't know. He probably needs to go because he's clearly it's not working. They're winning 5-0 and then losing 6-0. Like it's the extremes. There's no middle ground.
But how much are you expecting from a manager who's just come? I know you don't say a lot because I know Ole has delivered a lot in his first few matches.
But
But
give
how
him
much
the job. Give him the job.
How much can you expect him to like Sarri also to do? I mean, 6-0 is no justification.
Yeah, it's fair enough. And I do not expect a new manager in the Premier League to start giving you consistent results from season 1. But the issue there is it's not just the results. If the results were going badly and still there was harmony within that team, that would be all right. But clearly there's no harmony in the team. Their star player is threatening to leave, or as recent news reports suggest, has actually made a decision on his future. So it's as good as done. Real Madrid
Again,
gets a
he
new
should
winger.
totally flip. He should be like, I'm staying, guys. The press will go bonkers. Like, dude.
Yeah, the English tabloids will just be like, what the fuck is going on?
Like after the season, Sarri and Hazard get married. Just to surprise people. Hey, we were really good friends.
Ta-da! Never expected that, did you?
Screw you, the son. What were you thinking?
That'll be the worst thing because there's Fiorentino Perez in Real Madrid saying, fuck, we're going to get him 2 seasons ago. What the fuck is going on?
Okay, what's your bet that... Okay, if Hazard stays, what's your bet? What are you willing to bet on it?
If Hazard stays, then Sarri is going and Chelsea is getting some world-class manager that is good enough to impress Hazard.
Okay, so you're saying Hazard will go, right? That's what you're leaning towards?
I think both of them will go. I'm definite that Hazard will
I will
leave.
bet against you. Just bet on it. Let's come up with a bet. If Sarri doesn't leave, what are you going to?
But that's the thing. I think Sarri is going to leave.
Okay, if he doesn't leave, what are you going to do for it?
Fuck. I don't know, man. Like, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to dunk my head in a bottle of Thumbs Up?
Let's do a video podcast.
Again.
This time where you're clothed.
Okay.
For those of you who are not following, if Liverpool win
Thank
the league,
God.
Amog is going to do a video podcast wearing nothing but a pair of Liverpool boxers.
Sure.
So that's for one reason you really want Liverpool to win this season. But
Or
coming back to this bet, do a video podcast wearing a Chelsea jersey.
Wearing a Chelsea jersey. All right, that's tame. And
But
that's
nothing underneath. No, just wear clothes. Underneath.
that's if Sarri doesn't leave.
Yes.
That's if Sarri doesn't leave.
Yeah.
But what's the time frame? Like, is it like in the next week? Is it tomorrow? Is it end of season?
End of season.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. All right. Make a note of that. People who want to make notes of this and in general in life, just people who love taking notes for some reason. And the other bet is
If Hazard.
Hazard.
Leaves. Okay, I'll bet against it, but even though I think he's going to leave,
Yeah.
and that's but just against it.
just because Liverpool boxers need to be shown on Mukesh's body as well.
Yeah.
He's dying to show
If
everybody
Ha-
his Liverpool junk.
If Hazard stays, right? If Hazard stays, I'll do a podcast wearing Liverpool boxers.
You should do a podcast wearing Chelsea boxers. I'm sure you have Liverpool boxers, which is weird because why?
So
would
do
you
a lot of
want-
women who've left after I showed them. Because that conversation went on for a little longer.
So they left with your boxers? Like they were not impressed enough to have sex with you, but they were really impressed with the boxers. They were just like, I like these, but just not on him.
No, they were just
or
like,
off him.
They were like, dude, it's better if I keep them. We talk way too much about them.
Yeah, if you're in bed, you're like, hey, baby, you want to turn up the movie? So Liverpool in Istanbul.
Yes, say Istanbul. Say Istanbul.
But that was Aguero and that was Man City. That Barkley, I mean, for the second goal, what was Barkley doing? Like, what was that? A very bad header from David Luiz, one of the best centre backs in the world, apparently, to try and clear the ball away. And then, what? I
Very
don't know.
bad header. Also, I think, like I said, if the idea was to pass it to the keeper for him to jump over everybody, again, that's a very bad move.
Right.
In such a crowded box,
Yeah.
it's not like the last other team players behind you.
Yeah.
Right, where you can just head and you'll know he'll carry it. The
Exactly.
best striker in EPL is in front of you, between you and the keeper. And you're like, I want to head this.
Yeah, I think I can totally imagine Ross Barkley to be the kind of person who would think that. He's just really arrogant English.
And the only keeper who will it work with is Jordan Pickford. He's like, I know what you're trying to do. I got it.
Jordan, have the ball back to you. Sure, Rossi.
And they like
Let's
punch
play.
fists over it, punch heads together.
Who's this Aguero anyway?
Yeah.
But
yeah,
that was
disastrous
that was
for
yeah
him.
that was shambolic. Prashant, of course, our producer, is a Chelsea fan. Prashant, how was the game?
Yeah, just shut the fuck up, man. Can we not talk about it, please?
He has to go through this every week where he just sits there silently, listens to us taking a shit on Chelsea, much like Man City.
But the nice bit of thing that happened at the end of the match, Mike Dean, by the way, didn't give his red card.
Yes,
100th red
he did
card.
not. He did not.
I was waiting. I was really waiting. Just anybody, randomly.
Yeah.
Just anybody in the field. Like he
Yeah.
could just pick. He could have should have just given it to Aguero after he got the hat trick.
You think?
Like
I think you think.
you're going to be subbed out anyway, dude. Just take one.
Yeah. You think like the players knew about this statistic that Mike Dean is on 99 red cards, and they were just like, let's just be really well behaved.
They've run really bad. Oh, you know what? Ross Barkley should have gotten a red card for that pass. He's like, dude, that was so bad.
That
Just
was
get
so
out. You don't play football for
I think Maurizio Sarri was very close to actually running onto the pitch, pickpocketing Mike Dean and taking the red card out and showing it to Ross Barkley himself. Off you go. Fuck off.
I know, yeah. 10 versus just
Yeah.
not you. What a terrible header.
But yeah, Mike Dean, he was on 99 red cards. I think all the players must have just been like, you know what, we're going to cut our nails, we're going to comb our hair.
And there's all the old players are like, the Mike Dean red card, the classic.
Yeah. But he was really cool. Like he's banter central, Mike Dean. He's the Billy Bowden of football referees. If our listeners watch cricket and know of the enigma that is Billy Bowden.
Wait,
Bowden. How do you pronounce? Bowden.
Let's start a cricket podcast. That's something absolutely new.
Yeah, nobody's ever done that before. But yeah, he was at his banter's best. I don't know if you caught that moment in the match where Aguero goes to take the match ball and Mike Dean's just put it under his shirt. It was very
Yeah.
cute.
That was nice.
Yeah, even the penalty that was given.
Oh,
Aguero
that was
scored.
hilarious.
He was.
That's just-
I mean, I don't know what he was doing. Like that was like a really aggressive squat.
he really just I think he was controlling, just not taking out the red card.
Yeah.
Oh, that penalty was just so outrageous.
Yeah. But yeah, it would. Okay, would it count? Here's a question. Would it count as the 100th red card if Mike Dean sent off either of the two managers?
Oh, that would be special. I think that would just count as 2 red cards.
Yeah.
Just give one manager and like, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
that's-
then what happens is that you still have all 11 players or all 22 players on the pitch, so the game isn't really affected. But you still got your landmark achievement, and it's an achievement that people will talk about for years.
And then
He's the manager.
And then Sarri gets fired. He's like, wow, my red cards are really powerful.
No, but that's not what I meant. I just wanted to send him to the stands, mate, not back to Italy.
Oh shit. That would have been epic.
Yeah, but that was Mike Dean. What's interesting though, after even after the last game when Man City beat Everton, And now,
Stupid Everton.
yeah, stupid Everton, and we'll get to them in a bit. But yeah, even when they beat Everton last game week, and now when they beat Chelsea, what's really amazing is that everybody is really rooting for Man City to win, including United fans, because nobody wants Liverpool to win. It's like Liverpool against the world at this point.
That's fine. For me, that's not the interesting part. The part is where Everton fans are like, guys, I think we should lose this. I'm like, yeah, duh. You have a fair fucking choice. You're not doing us a favor.
Exactly. Also, yeah, exactly. Like, it's not like, oh, we should lose this. Like, yeah, Marco Silva and Everton, you have a shot against Man City.
You had Ross Barkley as your main defender. You deserve to lose.
But there was this tweet I saw. It's a radio interview with a Man United fan where the questions asked if there was only the derby is going to get moved to the back end of the season. I'm going to play this.
It's the back end of the season. At that point, we could be full on neck and neck, a point or less between us and Liverpool. You beat us, Liverpool win the league. We win the league. What do you want? Do you want us to beat you?
It's an absolute no-brainer for me. I'd turn up and I'd hand City the title myself. I'd have a waitress playing We Are the Champions behind me. I'd gift wrap it and I'd be on my knees and I'd hand it to them. Because if Liverpool, God forbid, win that league, there'll be commemorative cups, T-shirts, key rings. They'll bring out a record and they'll get bands to do the rap again. They'll bring back the last Liverpool team to win the league, and they'll have that team play this team in the Clash of the Champions game at Wembley. It doesn't bear thinking about. I swear to you, man. Everyone needs to get behind City.
I feel like only Amhok found this funny, guys. But
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's a Man United fan saying he'd go down on his knees and give the title to City if that meant Liverpool not winning it. And I'm with him, man, to be honest. I've said this before as well.
I'm not surprised that you are, but I feel like it's not something that really affects me because I'm like, Liverpool already give me enough tension. I'm not now like, oh no, I'm not liked by the other kids in class. I'm like, I don't like myself sometimes.
Yeah.
First, let's work on that. So enough. I think it's cool. And it's also nice. It feels there's a lot of me versus the world angst with this. So it's nice.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, Liverpool is a 16-year-old teenager at this point. Just
A 16-year-old teenager who's on top of the league.
Who's on top of the league. Just love it how you rub it in. And from Manchester City, we shall go to Manchester United because we beat Fulham 3-0. Give him the job. Give him the job, Ed.
But please keep Claudio Ranieri in the job. We love him. Hearts out.
Okay. I actually wanted to raise this point in the last episode when you said both Wolves and Fulham have good managers for their team. I kind of thought about that, and I don't think Ranieri is a good manager for Fulham, especially not at this time, because I'm not saying he's a bad manager. He's a good manager. I love him. He's done something unimaginable with Leicester, but he's not the manager that Fulham need right now, because Fulham right now are in a period of instability. Nothing's going right for them. They're about to get relegated. I'm pretty sure that Huddersfield and Fulham are going down. There's no bets on that.
If you're placing a bet.
No, there's no bets on that. We're both on the same team here. We know.
Okay, if somebody wants to place a bet on that they won't get relegated, please forward it to us. We will be with
tweet
you.
it to us. You know our Twitter handles, and if you don't, we'll tell you at the end of the show anyway. But so I don't think Ranieri is the man for the job because there's multiple points. Ranieri is old. He's not really the youngest. He's not somebody who can rile the team up. You know, he's not.
I get what you're saying, and I could probably agree with you that they need somebody with quick fix.
Yeah.
Those 12 points that'll make such a huge difference.
Yeah, and you know who comes to mind? Big Sam. He was available. He's literally the only manager in England, or at least one of the few in England, whose job it is to save a club from relegation and bring some stability in the interim before they can fire him and find a new guy.
I wonder what kind of management skill that requires. Do you know what I mean? Just keep you afloat.
Yeah.
As opposed to because we just support the big clubs, right? And we're so used to understanding what the philosophy of winning is. But what is the philosophy of just surviving? I feel like that's something we should follow up on and read up more on.
Yeah, I think off the top of my head, I think it's just about stabilizing the defense and just not letting anybody through, because if you don't let the other team score, you're not going to lose.
Of course, defense has always win leagues, but that applies to every level of the team. I mean, I'm more curious about what sort of man management skills, what would he do at Fulham? because they have the good players. Like there's no doubt about
Exactly.
the level of and quality of players that they have.
It would be tough to answer that question because none of us know Big Sam personally. It's not like we can call old Sammy like, Sammy, what would you do at Fulham, man? Like,
And he just offended
I'm playing FIFA career mode and my results are surprisingly similar to Fulham's actual results.
And he's playing with Liverpool or something.
He's like, yes, this is what I always wanted.
And he also feels offended if you call him Big Sam. Just call me Sam, okay?
Yeah. You know, it's really hilarious that Sam Allardyce, when he joined Everton, thought he was going to stay in the job. That's never going to happen, Sam. It's never going to happen.
But okay, where would
You do one job and you do it right, just focus on that.
But where would you place Ranieri? Which club do you think is most suitable for in English Premier League?
Oh, don't get me wrong. He's probably suited to Fulham.
No, sure, but Fulham?
He's probably suited to Fulham. He's suited to any of these mid-table, lower table.
Go down and bring them up again?
Go down. Maybe he doesn't have the stamina left to bring a club back to the Premiership. But if you're in the Premiership and you have a mid-table to lower down the table club, let's say a Fulham. Fulham's a good bet for them, for him. Everton, might have
I was
been-
just going to get
but
to
then-
that point.
No,
which
but,
is that
but the thing with Everton is in that zone where they've got the takeover, they've got the investment. They're looking forward. They want to be a European team. They want to consistently hit 6th place.
there are those who dream.
Maybe aim for 4th. So I think in that sense, a younger manager like Marco Silva is a better suited alternative for Everton. But with Ranieri, I can think of Fulham. Maybe Huddersfield,
Huddersfield, no, man.
Sunderland, if they ever come back, Southampton can do
Southampton
him.
is probably another good bet.
Yeah,
But these
yeah.
are these are very poachable teams.
Yeah.
Everton,
Brighton to a certain extent. These
Southampton,
teams,
Wolves,
he can
Watford.
do a job at these teams in the sense that he can, but he needs to be there for the season. He needs to be there from the get-go. He can't be thrust into the deep end. He's
probably
old,
longer.
he'll drown.
yeah, or probably longer.
Or probably longer. Exactly. I do not think he's the right manager for the job at Fulham, and it would be sad to see him go. But they need Big Sam.
They need Big Sam, but maybe he has it in it, the old man, to bring another club back up into Fulham. I hope.
Hopefully,
he's successful with that.
I hope Fulham stay up because I really like the team. It was heartbreaking. I mean, it was not. We won 3-0.
It was heartbreaking, but a little fun.
But
as a fan,
it was amazing to see how easily the Fulham team as a whole, and not just like the defense or the midfield, the team as a whole was just getting bullied. Like Romelu Lukaku, who's not the fastest person on the pitch, was just running past the defenders like you do on amateur mode in FIFA. If you just press the sprint button and press the side button, you can literally get your defender to just cut through the entire team and go score a goal. That's literally what Lukaku was doing. But then, of course, it was Lukaku. So score a goal at the end of it is not
His
really
main thing.
Yeah, it's not the logical conclusion that can go either
which
way.
is what happens when you're playing FIFA on amateur mode. If you're playing that, then you're probably not going to score the goal.
But great goal by Pogba, penalty by Pogba, and what a lovely solo goal by Martial.
Oof, that kid, I think I've told you once before on this same podcast that he's the one guy I want in my team.
Yeah.
And now you know just what Liverpool could do with somebody who could just run like that till the other end.
You're never
Well done.
getting him. Fuck off. The other thing I noticed about the Fulham game, and again, which is why I say give Ole the job, is you had Phil Jones taking a shot at goal. And it wasn't a shot at goal that goes into like the second stand. It just missed the crossbar by like a few inches. Like it was a legit shot at goal. And this is Phil Jones with his left foot. I don't think he's left-footed.
That's what, we never notice his foot. That's how unimportant his feet are.
His face is
Yeah.
what grabs the headlines. And even Diego Dalot finally made a start. Gave.
Did he have a
Young-
shot or did he?
He did take a shot. His shot was significantly worse than Phil Jones's, but
But he's getting there. He's getting
It was
there.
still a shot.
It's an extra shot.
It's a shot, and you would never ever see that under Mourinho. Even yes, given we were 2-0 up at the time,
You would also never see Pogba under Mourinho, but that's a different
that's a
thing.
different story altogether.
Talking about Mourinho,
Yeah.
he's apparently got a new job, this time as a pundit, apparently, for a Russian radio show where it's just got by the side or something with Jose Mourinho.
On the touchline with Jose.
On the touchline with Jose
yeah,
Mourinho.
yeah. That's amazing for him. Good for him.
Him
But if
commenting
this
on the
does not,
Champions League.
if this does not go well, though, this will be the third time he's sacked by a Russian. So, so that's not. He's really not picking his employers correctly. He's had history already. Like Jose, just stay away from the vodka.
Yeah, or he's just doing this to piss Abramovich off.
Yeah.
Like just being like, hey, I've got a new job.
Yeah. Hey, you know who's my favorite Russian now? But
Putin. It's always Putin. He's my favorite guys.
Yeah. At this point in his life, that's what he's more suited to. Because
Yes.
it's not about management anymore for him. Like when he was at Porto, when he was at Chelsea for the first time around, it was management. Inter, that was management. That was
Management.
good
Porto especially,
management.
that would still,
that was getting Inter to win the Champions League, and that was management. But now it's just about, I want to make news. I want to make the headlines. It's all about me. And what better job to do that than be a football pundit?
on a Russian platform.
Yeah.
I'm just kill it. This is for you. You have fun, man.
Yeah, man.
And just bitch, gossip, say people are shit. You know how rarely people on broadcasters say that? Just call somebody out. Just saying absolute shite. Although the commentator in the Man United Fulham match threw some shade at Mourinho. Or was it the Man City match?
It was the Man City match. It was the Man City match. Bernardo Silva on the right wing was caught up in a little bit of a sticky spot, but he managed to keep possession and pass the ball accurately to a teammate. And the commentator was just like, Bernardo Silva is the hardest working Portuguese in Manchester. And I was like, ooh, that hurt.
That hurt. And I think I'm sure Jose has heard it. And it's the first time.
Respect. Okay,
No,
respect.
he's going to be bitch about the commentator.
Three Premier Leagues. Respect. That's all.
It's the first time a commentator is going to bitch about another commentator while commentating about the game.
You think commentators are increasingly throwing shade at Jose Mourinho because he's not around anymore? You think
He's not around. And I think when somebody like him was so, I don't want to use the word arrogant, but brash when he was up there.
Yeah.
People are watching, and then when
They just want him to fall. They
want him, and they enjoy his fall. Whether they want him is another
they'll
thing.
all enjoy his fall, that's for sure. But speaking about enjoying somebody's fall, Liverpool. Let's talk about.
Oh.
What a segue, by the way. That's a fucking segue, if there ever was one. Let's talk about Liverpool 3-0 Bournemouth.
When the match happened, I was really happy about it because 3-0. That's a very comfortable victory. We have a 10-day gap. It's confidence going into the gap into the break. But when Man City won 6-0 and that goal difference went up to 10, I think right now, I think I was a little I'm still a little shaken. There's no way Liverpool's not going to lose a match coming up front, and I think we have fixtures with Chelsea, United, and Spurs.
Yeah.
Whereas City probably I think has only Chelsea and United left, so we have one big game with them.
Yeah.
One big game over them. So. And there's United coming up next week. So
Exactly. February 24th. That's going to be fun because it's United versus Liverpool at Old Trafford. And we want to try and do a live podcast for that. I think we're working on it. So it'll be hilarious. It won't be hilarious. Why would it be hilarious?
it'll be hilarious if things work out for us guys. Oh my god, that's like the biggest joke. If these guys become successful.
What I meant was, it's not a given that just because we are in a room watching football, it's hilarious. What I meant was, it will be amazing if we manage to work it out and get a few special guests on board, watch the match together, have you guys listen in.
And here's some banter lifetime.
Here's some banter in live time. But it was a nervy game, wasn't it, against Bournemouth? I was watching the game. They started off a
Liverpool
little...
is the only team which can make a 3-0 seem like it was nervy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like 3-0 is very comfortable against anybody else.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was nervy, I think, mostly because Salah missed a few shots, but I think that's Salah's thing. He misses a lot of shots.
Yeah.
But in whatever he does, he gets a few. So, but that's Salah's style of play.
Fair enough.
I think I was more worried about because I think last week they complained about many players being ill, not injured, just ill.
Yeah.
Like Van Dijk was ill, Wijnaldum was ill, who was excellent by the way.
Wijnaldum's goal was fantastic. What a striker's finish.
So, and they all recovered, and that was sort of a little nice. The second half, I think, was a lot more comfortable than the first half, and I think the first 20 minutes also, sometime Alisson had to make a very good save.
Yeah.
And when it reaches there, I'm still not there where you are with the year, so I'll take some more time getting there. But yeah.
No, and I want to completely digress a little bit here and ask you a very random question because we are talking about Wijnaldum. Do you find it weird that he wears number 5 on his shirt? Or is it just me?
It's not weird. Why is it weird for you?
Because number 5 is not a Wijnaldum number.
What do you mean?
Because of the position he plays. Because number 5 is traditionally like a centre-back number.
Sure.
And Wijnaldum's like...
mid he's
forward.
Attacking mid, defending mid. Mid,
all over
mid.
the place. But it's just weird to see like an attacking player with number 5 on the back, because the way he plays also, like if you see an attacking player, he's more of a number 8 or a number 11 maybe.
Number 11. Number
15 perhaps.
I think the reason he probably plays that is because at some level he is a defensive midfielder. In the sense that I'll tell you what I mean. I think when he came into Liverpool, that was the expectation around him. Is because we had Henderson and Milner who aren't really the most reliable defending midfielders of sorts. So when he came in, it just sort of was a defensive role. And then I don't know. I'm just faffing out here. Like we said, no expert punditry, just possible hypotheses.
Anything else you want to say about the Liverpool game? Because I'm done. Fuck those guys.
Wow, man. There's no class in this podcast, by the way. I feel like I've been very accommodating with, United and other
I don't
rivals.
need them to be. I don't
like a typical Manchester United fan, no class. The last time they had class was the class of 92. But I think I'm very happy Mane has scored goals in 4 consecutive matches for the first time in his life.
Right.
That's good. He's hitting form. That means it's a guarantee of at least 1 goal. So if you have a solid defense, that'll be sort of nice. Wijnaldum scored. That's always great. Robertson, I think, is finding form again. He set up one of the goals, I think. So that was...
He did.
And that was a great pass.
He set up...
Wijnaldum's goal, I think.
Wijnaldum's goal. He did set up.
So that was... Keita played well, I think. I think he set up...
I don't think Keita played well.
Keita played well.
I think Keita was letting go of a lot of balls in the middle of the park.
I think he's getting... See, this is better than what he's played before. So
Isn't Keita a winger?
No, I think we're playing him in the middle.
But isn't he naturally a winger?
I think so.
Down with Jurgen Klopp. Doesn't know how to play people in their correct positions. But we shall move on from Liverpool 3-0 Bournemouth. And the fact that you said Sane is hitting a lot of form is good, because that is a question I want you to answer. Do people need to put Salah in their FPL team? And we shall tell you that, because what's coming up next is the FPL segment. FPL tips. Tell us, Senpai.
Yes. I think now's a good time to have Mane, because clearly he's scoring every goal, every match.
Okay, Michael Owen.
I'm just repeating the facts. But
I had a Michael Owen moment a little earlier in the episode as well.
What did you say?
Guys, I'm not going to tell you again. If you can catch it when you listen to the episode, that'd be great. If you catch the moment where I was Michael Owen for like 3 seconds, you can tag that moment or just refer to that moment and tweet into us or Instagram us.
And tell us about how shitty Amog is, because Janak, apparently, who's a listener who found many errors with what I said. Did you find that obvious thing he said bad? No? Cool. But either way, I think Mane is a bit of a risk. It's a risk I'm willing to take. Maybe that's because I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have him in my team, but if I had the money to have him,
you're like the worst. You're like the worst tip giver in the world. Like I'm glad you're not giving like tips on like stocks and shares. Like, would you invest in Patanjali? Yeah, well, I think it's a good time to invest in Patanjali. I don't have any of that shit because it's going down.
I don't have the money.
You're the kind of person who would want people to bet on Fulham staying up, which is not a bad punt, because if they do, then that's like a lot of money to be made.
And then you get to see Amog in boxers this time.
Hey, that was never a bet.
Fulham.
That was never a bet. How did your team do in this game week? Of course, there's one game yet to go, which is Newcastle Wolves.
So I have had a terrible week. My only good players were Salah and Alisson, and I did the mistake of listening to Fantasy Premier League, where I just because I'd kept Aubameyang in my team.
Yeah.
And I did that because they said 75% chance of playing.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, oh, that's nice. That's 3 out of 4 chances. And then he wasn't playing. Now I have 0 points. And he's my vice captain. So I don't know how the guy at Fantasy Premier League calculates what's the chance for a player playing a match.
I think they just put 75% blanket for anyone who has a knock. And if it's like a injury that keeps you out for like 6 months or something, like a broken bone or a torn ligament, then it's 100%.
Like there's a lot of algorithms in fantasy, but I feel like there is not one place.
In fact, when a player is injured seriously, like if it's a broken foot or broken bone or a torn ligament, it just says out till X date. It never says percentages there. Only when it's like a niggle or something, it's straight up 75%.
Then there are guys in Fantasy Premier League team having fun. Like, what do you think? 50? Let's fun for them this time. They already know like he's not playing. Dude.
But okay, so Auba didn't play for you. Who's the first player on your bench? Because that guy will come in place of Auba because he didn't play.
Zabaleta.
How much did he get you?
1 point.
Oops, that sucks.
Terrible. But actually what my hope is, I have 3 players from Wolves in my team. So
Same
I
here.
hope.
Doherty, Moutinho, Jimenez.
Oh my God, those are the exact 3 players I have. And those are the 3
Amazing.
players I'm waiting for.
Amazing.
So hopefully there's a Jimenez hat-trick, there's a Moutinho goal, and there's a Doherty setup.
And a Moutinho setup.
Sure.
Why not? If you're talking about hypotheticals
Yeah,
at
just
this
Salah
point.
also comes onto the pitch, gives a goal. And, I don't mind.
One more, like, hey, you weren't expecting that, were you?
And then Mike Dean gives a red card.
How's the team? I've got 74 points, so I've had a good a good run in the Corner Flag League. Of course, it's the people who are in no way involved with the production of this podcast and are only involved in the listening
Yep.
of this podcast who are leading. We've got 3 listeners who are leading, and then it's me, and then it's Mukesh, and then it's Prashant.
And Prashant also supports Chelsea. So just what a shit week he's having.
Yeah, but yeah, so that is the Corner Flag League.
Good job, Rohit Menon. You're
You're the leader for now. You're 76 points. You're like 176 roughly points ahead of me. I don't know how that's going to happen, how I'm going to catch up. But we will be working towards creating a little gift for the winner of this FPL league at the end of the season.
And it could be my Liverpool boxers.
It could be your Liverpool boxer. It could be Mukesh's Liverpool boxers, maybe with him in them. So that might be a great gift.
Like,
for you.
how much are we willing to do for fans, man? How much are you?
How much
willing to go to
how much are
somebody's house.
you willing to do?
I'm willing to go to somebody's house if he wants in only boxers.
It'll
How
be
much are you
hilarious.
willing?
It'll be hilarious if he's a United fan and he wins the league, knowing that this is the gift.
And
This
he's
is
the
like,
guy-
no, I'm going to make the worst transfers possible. I'm just going to change my entire team without a wild
And
card,
he
get
should-
all the minuses.
And he should still win. And like turn up and his parents like, dude, what the fuck? Is this how you're gonna tell us you're gay? Just get your boyfriend in his boxers.
Son, I don't mind that you're gay and you have a boyfriend, but why the fuck does he support Liverpool?
And even then the dad should just be like, dude, he supports Liverpool. Fuck that he's half naked in our house. So Rohit Menon, are you ready for that?
Yeah. Next week, what's your team looking like for the next game week?
My next week, so I've got in Aguero.
Which is weird because he's not going to play.
Why is he not going to play?
Because they played the double game week last week, bro. So he doesn't have a match in the next game week.
Oh, God,
That's amazing.
But I will keep him for when he comes
This
back.
is beautiful. Yeah, because even I have Laporte and Aguero in my team and they will not play. And I also have Richarlison and he will not play either.
Oh,
So
good.
my bench just will not play.
Yeah, that's good. Good for me.
But I also have Rashford and Pogba who are playing against Robertson and Van Dijk, and I have all those 4 players. So somebody is going to cancel somebody out massively.
I think you're already done. You're probably 100 points ahead of me. But I shall catch up. I shall catch up in the way.
All right.
Liverpool.
What
shall
is the one transfer you're going to make? Can you make a transfer?
I'm done. I've made my 2 transfers.
Oh, you've made your 2 transfers. Okay, so if you had, and this is primarily for the benefit of our listeners, if you had another free transfer and you had to make one, what would be the one transfer you'd make? Who would be the one player you would get in? And let's not go with the usual Salahs and Agueros and
I already have the
Lacazettes.
Salahs and Agueros.
Yeah, let's talk about like a differential.
Okay, or Son and Sterling, 2 also very mainstream. Would you say they're the...
Yeah, I would say they are mainstream.
Tricky question then. Maybe Lacazette or Mitrovic, because I feel like Mitrovic is hitting form. He's been scoring goals.
Oh, why Mitro?
I don't know. I'm saying, but again, these are unusual ones. I feel like these are the bets. Like this is a bet
Right.
you're taking, right?
Right.
So maybe Lacazette, who I still think should be called Lacazette because it just sounds cooler. But I
Right.
think either Lacazette or Mitrovic. What about you?
I think I would get Richarlison out.
Okay, Richarlison out. Nice.
Because fuck Everton.
Yeah, fuck
Just
Everton.
Hanikarak to FPL managers. Because Kurt Zuma, thankfully I had him on my bench, but red card.
Good,
So
good.
minus 1
good
point.
miss on that. But
Yeah,
good, still good miss.
and Richarlison just also not doing anything. I would get Richarlison out and get Mikhail Antonio from West Ham in.
Oh, nice.
Because he's selected only by 1%, so he's a massive differential.
Okay.
He's 6.8 mil, so he's affordable. I think it's a straight swap with Richarlison. I think even Richarlison's about 6-7 or thereabouts. Good form, 4.8 on form, and he's playing Fulham at home next game week. He's got Man City away, but then he's got Newcastle, Cardiff, and Huddersfield, and then Everton. So that's a good run of games for West Ham.
Speaking of Cardiff, I think I'll probably keep Etheridge in my team. Maybe that would be the good. If I had to think of goalkeepers, I'd probably get him.
Fair.
Yeah, I think those are the players.
All right. If you guys who are listening to the podcast have any FPL tips, you can write into us on our social media, which we will tell you about right now, because that is the end of the episode. Thank you so much for listening. Please give a shout out to our producer, Prashant Soni, who has also designed our artwork. You can find him on Instagram and Twitter. His handles will be in the episode notes. You can find Mukesh on Twitter as
Mukta Gol.
also known as Asterix the Gol. You
Mukta-
always that's your
Sorry, that's my
sign-off.
thing. I forgot
That's a
my
thing.
thing.
That's a thing.
Mukta Gol as an asterisk the Gol, like
And
that.
on Instagram as
Mukesh.Manjunath.
I think it's Mukesh Manjunath. It's not dot Manjunath.
Oh shit, am I missing out on many followers?
Yes,
Yo, all
I
of you,
think from
it's
episode
Mukesh.
8 on to episode 13, you've just said Mukesh.Manjunath, and it's always bothered me a little. So I've gone and checked. I'm like, yeah, there's no dot.
Guys, please come back. And those of you who are listening and thinking I'm just trolling all of
There's
you.
some other Mukesh.Manjunath somewhere in India. I was like, who the fuck are these football fans who are following me suddenly? I post pictures of trees and coconuts. Like, I have no idea why footballers are suddenly, not footballers, but like football fans.
But
are
I feel like that's what my account looks like also.
Probably.
I don't post
Yeah,
much.
if you're not following Mukesh, you're not missing anything, but still follow him anyway because he's a good guy.
I'm a nice guy.
Yeah.
I'm
and
doing
you
this podcast for free because I still haven't got it paid, guys.
couldn't get through one episode without bringing that up, could you?
Nope.
You can find me on Twitter at Amograndive, on Facebook at Amograndive Comedy, and on Instagram at Amograndive as
And
well.
that's because his name is actually...
Roberto Soldado. The Corner Flag League, of course, the Corner Flag FPL League is live. We've got a lot of players coming in slowly and steadily, and we are definitely working on a little gift to give the eventual winner of this league at the end of the season.
Could be anything.
Could be anything. We're not making any promises, but it could be a presenter of this podcast in his underwear. You never know.
It could be Prashant.
Or it could be Prashant. That would be hilarious. That's the most amount of success a Chelsea fan would have got this season. I'm so glad he doesn't have a mic.
He just edit all your parts out. You're like, I think Mukesh is nice. Just me talking for 1 hour, just randomly laughing at my own things.
Yes, you can follow. You can join the FPL League. The league code is in the episode notes. It is something like 452-888- something.
I'm also good with numbers.
Yeah, just read it in the episode notes. You'll find it, or you can just tweet to me and I'll tell you to listen to the podcast. If you're a true listener, only then will you get access
But
to
do
this
not
league.
ask Mukesh.Manjunath because that guy has no clue.
He has no idea. If you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, please rate us and write us a review because that helps us get discovered. If you're listening to us on any other major platform for your podcast, because we are on essentially all of them, find a way to rate us and review us there as well. And just keep talking about this, spread the word, let your friends and family know, especially if your friends and family love football, especially your grandparents, because we want old listeners. And before I go on rambling
Especially
anymore,
your great grandparents, dude.
Yes,
that's just
amazing.
Cool. That'll be a bragging rights.
That'll be amazing. And before I go on rambling on anymore, Mukesh, say bye.
Bye, guys. See you next week.
See you on Tuesday.
I mean, hear you next week or whatever next week.
Yeah, you won't see them. They might.
That's true.
They won't see you either because you're not
Guys, what do
Mukesh,
we-
not Manjunath.
Can you repeat your question again? Is your question that should we play Salah? Because I think you said Mane at some point, so I'm not sure I heard it properly.
Say that bit again, no? When you, from that whole whatever code. Because you just keep moving around, man.
अरे मैं कहीं बोल रहा हूँ मुझे पता नहीं रही मियाँ. Okay.